So the first I'm going to start off with your brows. You've got a really nice shape, but there are little missing gaps. So what you want to do is make sure you just fill these corners in and then just give you that little bit of a peak so you get a nice arch shape. So I'm going to go in with my pencil and I'm just going to softly start filling the gaps in. And then the inner corners of your eyebrows, the best way to do that is start in an upwards motion. And then the same thing for the other side. Then you want to get your eyebrow brush. What you want to do is remove any of the pencil marks. So again, upwards motion first, and then brush it all the way through. Oh, it's nice. Looks good. Fierce brows. Right, your next point you want to do is you want to highlight it. And the reason why you do that, because the arch of the brows, it just lifts it up for you a bit more so it doesn't drag the face. So I'm going to use a Sephora palette. It's nice because it shows you what to do for your eyebrows. It's got your filling in with your pencil, so if you want to have a different color, go darker. It's also got your highlighter for underneath the arch of the brow. So I like to, really, when I'm doing my highlighter underneath the brows, I just use a bit of cotton bud, to be honest. And then I'm going to go from the peak of the arch and go all the way back. And then you just softly blend it in towards the eyelid and then all the way to the front. Your main focus when you apply, you always apply about here. So the point of your arch going down and then just blending it in. And then you can see instantly it just raises that brown up for you even more compared to the other one. Now, same thing, a little dab. For your highlighter, you're going to start from the peak of the brow and go right underneath. And you're going to blend it to the outer corner. Bring it into the eyelid and then softly blend it all the way to the front. And this is what we say eyebrows on fleek. Right, so I've just tilted you back and now we're going to move on to your eyes. So the first thing we're going to do is get a piece of tape. Standard sellotape, but I tend to use the wider one. So you can just peel off about this much. And the way to apply your tape is your guideline is the edge, so the peak of your eyebrows, and the little outer corner. So you want to go underneath your lash and place your tape. And I tend to do both eyes at the same time, so at least in that way you can get a guideline. And then you're going to close your eyes for me. And now we have tape on both your eyes. Some mascara. This is a Rimmel one. What you want to do is use the tip of your brush and you want to just kind of run it left and right first. And what you're doing is separating all your lashes so they don't clunk up. And again, it's okay if you get some onto the tape because you know that's going to be protecting your actual cheeks from getting any sort of color. You want to put your brush on the top and kind of bring it down towards the tape. So that way you know you're getting full coverage. And then bring the brush right underneath the tape and lift it up. Now I'm going to go for your eyebrows. So I'm going to pick up my brushes. These are your MAC ones. You've got your blending brush, your shadow applicator. I'm going to start with a nude as a base. Just lift the corner of your brow. I'm going to place it from the center to the outer corner and then to the inner corner. I'm going to just blend that all the way through. And this is a nice base to start off with. Kind of just massage it, just blend it all the way to your brow, just to give you a nice even coverage. Sephora is lovely. The colors just blend in nice and soft. Okay, now I'm going to go for my orangey base. I'm going to tap it into my hands first, try to get most of that residue off. And then I'm going to go in from the outer corner. I'm going to softly start blending it more into the crease of the eye and do more like a C. Then I'm going to go for your darker brown only on the outer corners of your eyes. And these colors are good because you can build up on them, so you don't ever want to go in and go too dark. You want to go in and just keep tapping it in and build it up just on the outer corners. You can also get another blending brush and just blend those two colors together. So again, you get more of an even feel. This is nice because it's more of a natural, bit more of a summer sun-kissed smoky eye. I'm going to add some more depth now on the outer corners of your eyes. So I'm just going to go in with a bit more of a darker color, and again just on the outer corners just to give it a bit more of a depth. And it's nice because where your tape is, once you take that tape off, it gives you like a really nice clean line, so you don't feel like sometimes smoky eyes can look a bit drastic. I'm just going to again just softly just blend that through. So I think I'm going to go for a Barry M Dazzle Dust. It's nice because it just gives a little bit of a pop to the eyes, but without it looking too much. This is a MAC brush number 239. I'm going to bring that from the center. I'm just going to keep tapping that in. I'm going to bring that to the inner corner of the eye. And it just gives your smoky eyes a little bit of a color so it doesn't look too dull. So now I'm going to apply some liner. I like to use an angle brush for this because it gives you a little bit more precision. on to where you want it to be based. This is the hardest thing for most girls, is getting the wing. And again, don't use your tape as a guideline once again to where you want to see. Now, if you're using eyelashes, I tend to always do your line a little bit thicker because your lashes always tend to cover some of it. And try to get when you're using your liner, is to work all the way to the lashes so you fill it in, so you don't see a gap. Okay, so now I'm gonna be just peeling the tape off, and you should see, get a nice little strong line coming through. Now, if you have any residue, don't worry too much about it. Like you can see, I've touched a little bit of black onto her chin. I've got a little bit onto her eyes. The best thing is just to get a wet wipe. Look up for me. Put your finger around and you're just gonna take that little bit of a residue off. Now, lashes always like to check. Sometimes people's eyes are a bit smaller. These look quite nice for you, so I'm just gonna prep these and pop them on. Okay, this is your first lashes going on. I put a little bit of glue. You want to keep your eyes closed. There's 2 ways to apply this. I prefer just using my fingers because I feel like I've got a bit more control. But you can use tweezers if you prefer. Just going to push it in from the top of the lash towards the base, just to make sure it's nice and secure. Actually, just while this is drying up, I'm just going to reapply my top liner. And I'm just gonna give it more of the clean. So if sometimes the glue dries a bit gray, or you can see a little bit more white, it's nice just to get the liner on top again. Sometimes if you feel like the lash has stuck to the bottom lashes, just give it a little bit of a tug and that should come off right away. Our last bit is just to work on the bottom and then we're done with the eyes. I'm gonna bring back my gel liner. I'm just gonna connect the outer corner and the bottom base. I'm just gonna fill in that gap. Always bring your mascara back when you put in your lashes on and touch it up. You're just going to connect your lashes to these lashes. And finally, I'm going to use another smaller angle brush and I'm going to bring the Kajara palette again. And I'm going to use the darkest brown and I'm going to use that as your bottom base. Sometimes using a darker brown rather than a black gives you a little bit more depth to your look than actual black itself. I'm going to go just underneath, below the water crease. I'm just going to fill in a little bit of brown. And it's nice because where we use more of a brown-based smoky eyes, this will give you the same kind of effect. Okay, so now I'm going to get another angled brush and I'm going to use the dark brown that I did in the outer corner and I'm going to go just underneath the bottom lashes and I'm going to fill that up just to carry on with that smoky effect. And then bring that all the way down. The same thing here, look all the way up for me. Just again, right underneath the bottom lashes. And I'm going to bring all to the front. Have a look. Yeah, that looks lovely. It looks really nice. Okay, cotton bud, I'm just going to take this residue off. Just wipe it through. And that's all your eyes done.